My name is Mooka and I'm an Associate Financial Advisor at Octopus Money. My role's kind of evolved over the years. So at the moment I'm an Associate Financial Advisor, so I'm mainly in charge of owning client relationships for ongoing services, so annual reviews, ad hoc work. That's the kind of work I do. So it's a bit hybrid in terms of power planning as well as client facing and supporting in meetings. So Aveni Assist has been great for helping with summarizing client notes. So previously I had to, again, the way that I've taken notes in sessions has evolved over time. So I used to take notes by hand, and then that was very time consuming. So I switched to typing out notes during sessions. And then again, when we found out about Aveni, then having that in the session means that I don't have to think about taking notes. I can be more present and just engaging in the conversation with the client. And so my day-to-day is mainly during client meetings, making sure that Aveni has my calendar synced when it comes to the scheduling side of things, so that each client meeting has Aveni in there. And then it's a matter of just making sure that the notes are accurate, so tweaking it afterwards, which is much faster than writing everything from scratch. So a part of it is Aveni. That's how I started implementing AI in my day-to-day. And so having Aveni taking the notes is one aspect of things. So I would describe Octopus Money as human-led and tech-empowered, where we use AI in order to, when it comes to the back office things, making sure that things are more efficient and streamlined so that we can devote more time into serving clients. And so whether that's during client sessions or making sure that we have a good analysis of their policies when we're producing advice, or things like doing summaries for the information we get back from providers. So that's the main way that we use AI, as well as everything being virtual. It's so convenient for the client, because then from the convenience of their own home, or if they're on holiday, they can dial into sessions wherever they are in the world. So it makes things very easy. I suppose when I first started as a coach, most of it was client calls, and because of the demand in sessions through the workplace channels, it just meant that I had a lot of back-to-back meetings. And so I had to be very intentional about how to spend my time outside of meetings and not to fall behind in admin. And I started taking notes by hand. So I had a template, I had it all written down, I'd scan and then shred so that, So the digital aspect is making sure I had the soft copy for my records, and if clients ever needed anything, it's easily accessible. But then shredding, of course, for confidentiality purposes. So that was very time consuming. So that's why I switched to doing everything digitally and just having everything in a Google Doc. But again, it just meant that I'm doing context switching within a session. And so I'm typing while I'm listening. And that's why I found writing a lot easier, because then I feel like growing up writing, taking notes, it's a lot easier for me to absorb what's going on while doing something else. And so it took a time to get used to that, but that's what I was doing before. And so that's when I had that whole hour blocked out. So financial advice or financial advisors, it's typical that admin is the Achilles heel or the biggest struggle for advisors. And for me, I found it exactly the same thing. So I moved from being a financial coach to a financial planner to a financial advisor. Each part of the journey, admin was the most difficult part. And when Aveni was introduced, my admin time, I used to carve out half a day, sometimes a whole day blocked out to making sure that I got back to client emails, I updated the CRMs and made sure everything was on track. So that if I'm away, anyone who now needs to access client notes knew exactly where to find them and things were accurate. Now with Aveni, my admin time, I could do the bulk of it after sessions. So sessions would be about 45 minutes, the longest ones, and then I'd have 15 minutes carved out. The notes aren't produced instantaneously, but that 15 minutes I can quickly just look at the transcript afterwards for the previous meeting I had, especially if I have back-to-back meetings, and then do any admin in terms of doing a summary email, just copying and pasting aspects of it along with my email templates, and then I can send it out to the client, and then I can just upload the notes that Aveni's produced into the CRM, tweaking things here and there. So I would say instead of a whole day being blocked out for various meetings in the week, within 15 minutes I could do the bulk of it, and then anything extra, I would carve out time here and there in between meetings. So it made a huge difference. I suppose the structure of my calls hasn't changed much. What it has changed is like the work afterwards and in between sessions. So because it's saving me a lot of time with like making sure everything is like up to date, it just means I got more time to funnel towards like things like researching, keeping up with CPD, changes in the industry, so that when it comes to my time spent in the sessions, I can add as much value to clients as possible based on knowledge and things I'm keeping up with in between sessions. So I suppose the main way it's helped me is how I spend my time outside sessions so that I can really provide a quality service during sessions because of the admin drain that because of the solution that it has when it comes to admin. I feel like a part of integrating technology within our processes and systems means that when it comes to cutting down time and serving clients, there's a quicker turnaround when it comes to different things. I feel like with Assist, the summaries that it provides means that clients can have an accurate picture of what happens when we do our follow-up emails, and each advisor finds it very, very useful that I've spoken to, and so do the financial coaches as well. It's exciting. Yeah, I find that with AI you can have two schools of thought. One aspect is what is it going to do to the economy in terms of like job security, and the other one is like how do we embrace it and look how amazing it is at doing everything. I feel like there's an aspect of the personal touch that having a human there can't be replicated or replaced by AI. Although some forms of technology come close to mimicking that experience of interacting with a human, but I feel like what we're still finding our feet. We haven't arrived, not the finished product. But I feel like what is exciting about working in an industry where technology is not known for being at the forefront, and being a part of a business that is trying to incorporate it in an ethical way, it's quite exciting because then you get to see how the landscape is changing over time, and you get to be part of propelling that change in the industry. So I feel like we've always been a business that wants to disrupt how financial services work in terms of democratizing financial advice. And so making it accessible to people has been one aspect of things, but also being a leader in terms of technology and how that's embedded in the business. It's great to be like it's great to be part of a business that's doing two things in terms of disrupting the industry. So I think Aveni is a lifesaver. Honestly, it's in the way that it's changed the game when it comes to admin. I can't emphasize enough how difficult and challenging admin can be. So trying to find ways to cut things down and be more efficient with how I use my time when it comes to serving clients has been something that's important. And so implementing Aveni into our systems has saved so much time, which means that I can, I think I said this before, but having that time to focus on truly serving my clients, that's what I enjoy doing about my job. And Aveni just means that I have more time to do the things I enjoy. Yeah, so other like transcript producers, I don't know what they're called. The transcript, you couldn't teach it financial vocabulary. Whereas with Aveni Assist, one thing you can do is like give feedback and suggestions of how to make improvements, which is why I found it the most powerful tool when it came to transcribing, which made life a lot easier for me as well, because then if anything goes wrong, we just feed it back, and there was a feedback loop that made the process a lot more seamless. And so when it came to saving a lot of time, it just meant that what used to be half a day to a day blocked out, as well as having time in between sessions, just meant that 15 minutes between meetings just became a lot more productive with my time because Aveni was doing all the heavy lifting.